theme, not as a presentation but as a critical exchange of perspectives across the medtech ecosystem. Because while academia, startups, and institutions each play a role, their real question is how effectively they align to enable the next generation of innovators. Welcome to the great debate. To begin, we are honored to have with us an academic leader whose role extends far beyond administration into shaping direction, culture, and the very environment in which innovation is nurtured. In an ecosystem where institutions form the starting point for most journeys, leadership at this level becomes critical in ensuring relevance beyond classrooms. We are privileged to welcome Dr. GR Suresh, Principal of DSCET, strengthening the bridge between academic learning and real world application. Representing the startup and innovation perspective, we have someone whose journey reflects a strong convergence of research depth and entrepreneurial execution. A Prime Minister's Research Fellow, his work is rooted in rigorous inquiry while actively extending into building solutions that address real world needs. As Director and CEO, he operates in a space where ideas are expected to translate into technology, systems, and measurable impact. His work stands at the intersection of deep research, emerging technologies, and applied innovation. We are pleased to welcome Mr. Vishnu Saravana, Director and CEO, Asphere Technologies and Services Private Limited. Extending this further, we bring in a perspective that represents innovation at the execution level, not from a distance, but from within the journey itself. As founder and CEO of Capablu MedTech, his work reflects what it truly means to move from ideas to implementation within real constraints. His journey is closely tied to the student to startup transition, where learning meets uncertainty and intent is tested through execution. It highlights the challenges of building early, adapting fast, and navigating an ecosystem still evolving to such support paths. We are pleased to welcome Mr. Mohammed Sahib, sharing the startup perspective on limitation within the current academic innovation infrastructure. Balancing this, we have a voice deeply rooted in academic research, institutional development, and innovation within structured environments. As professor and head of the Center of Biomedical Research and Innovation at Chennai Institute of Technology, her work focuses on strengthening research ecosystems. Her experience reflects how institutions are evolving, not just as spaces of learning, but as environments enabling research, translation, and innovation. We are honored to welcome Dr. Kayalvizhi Mohan, presenting the academic standpoint on supporting the Gen Z medtech innovators. With this, we now have two clearly defined perspectives on this stage. On one side, the startup perspective, highlighting the limitations within current academic innovation systems. And on the other, the academic perspective, exploring how institutions are evolving to support emerging innovators. And when both sides bring equally strong and valid realities, the challenge lies in evaluating them with clarity, context, and balance. To do that, we have someone whose experience spans across academia, innovation ecosystems, and entrepreneurial enablement. As Additional Director, Entrepreneurship and Incubation at SRM IST, he has been actively involved in building and supporting innovation at scale. His work reflects a deep understanding of how institutions function and how innovation needs to evolve beyond them, which makes his perspective particularly critical in a discussion like this, where both sides present contrasting but valid viewpoints. We are privileged to have Dr. Bhalaji Natarajan as the judge for this debate. With that, the stage is set. We invite our speakers to take this discussion forward.
There are two ways. One, sail with the trend, or you create a trend. Okay, that's the only two way you can survive in this world. So you can choose what you want to become. And when it comes to startups, incubator role, I think Vishwa explained very clearly. Even with idea or without idea, you can step into incubators. Okay, so the incubator's role starts from idea generation. If you have an idea, if you don't have an idea, we help you to generate idea, then validate your idea, create a prototype, create a MVP or MVP, then POC, then hitting the market. In this cycle, now we are all very conscious about idea generation. When I say idea validation, it also includes customer discovery. Then only you will hit the market. It's not about after producing the product. See, 80% of the startups in this world fail because they don't produce anything which anyone wants. They produce something which no one wants. That is the major problem, not the finance, not the team. This is the survey which was done by Wharton School of Business. So they have come up with the numbers, and even today, I think the board rightly says 90% of the startups don't see sixth year. 20 to 30% of the startups don't see second year. But these are all reality. This is how it is. This is how the ecosystem will grow. So let's not complain. Even after all these things, we stand third in the IP and innovation. Say not in the innovation, but in the incubator ecosystem, we are the third largest economy in the startup world. You know the default 1 and 2. I need not to mention. Okay. So these are all some ecosystems which are happening, and we were also talking about. I think the co-founder of the company, she was asking about the regulatory problems, right? It was all started in after 1940. It was 2017 that we have enacted the next bill. So we have to live with this, right? And the another problem, what I see, I was very recently with CDSCO for my, we are working on 10 MedTech products right now. We are working in very close collaboration with SRM Hospital. So I've been with the CDSCO. They have their own version, right? They say they have a very less number of human resource to cater to these kind of applications. That is what is also happening in the IP sector. If you go to Guindy IP office, they have enormous applications. They don't have human resource to cater to those applications. So these are all certain things which will be there. As a country, as an economy, we are evolving. I hope we will evolve and we will surpass all these challenges. Coming to the panel now, you have been throwing like how academia has prepared the Gen Z or the students to cope up with this MedTech ecosystem, including regulatory compliance and other features which are a typical part of any startups. So now I open the floor and I would request my fellow panel members to give their opinion on what is the current status upon, are we really teaching anything in the compliance side? Are we really giving them any exposure on regulatory mechanisms involved in MedTech vertical specifically? And in case if we are not doing, what are the plans we have in the near future to cater to that requirement?
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. I'm Dr. Suresh, heading the Dhanalakshmi Srinivasan College of Engineering and Technology. I have around 30 years of experience in this academic industry, and always I prefer to go with the students, being young minds. They have innovative ideas, and as an academician, we may have so much of constraints, and we cannot put everything into the students. Always, my perspective is to be a barrier between the management and the student side, and do the best favor for them, so that somehow, somewhere, someone will come up with their life, either in terms of innovations or the next level of incubation, or if he is really a business oriented person, he will be encouraged to go for an entrepreneurship. So I split into 3 divisions, and I won't encourage at the first stage, I won't tell them that become an entrepreneur. No. We have 3 levels. Innovation, normally at the first year itself, when we go with the first year, we won't say that you are first year, you don't know anything. No, most of them, academicians, they used to say that, but on the first day of their engineering, they may have some vision, they may have some plans why they chose engineering. And at that time, we will allow them to speak freely, and we will allow them to get counseled by the mentors who are really interested to motivate them towards innovations. Because every young mind will have some ideas. They may feel that they may be hesitant to say their idea, whether the idea may be silly or the people may laugh at our ideas. No, we have to encourage, and from my perspective, I encourage all my faculty members to allow the students to speak. and let them come out with their idea. So whatever may be the idea they have, if possible from our side, we can give some input so that that can be made it as a better one. And if possible, we will try to collaborate with some industry people. That's why we have a list of industry collaborators, and we will make a call and we will ask them to come to the campus, and we will invite them to the campus to have a discussion with those category of people. And the Calendra is one among them who are supporting that kind of features. And apart from that, incubation, that takes the second level. That is, a student, if he is really want to have a vision of becoming an entrepreneur, is around 20%. Maybe you have 10 students coming out with an innovative ideas. Not every student may have a business idea. They may have innovative technologies, but they may not have the business plan, or they may not have the business idea, or they are not coming out with a what you can say, a product which can replace or which can improve the lifestyle of the society. Because whatever product we are going to develop today, or whatever product we are going to bring into the market, is to be is to improve the lifestyle, or to make the simplicity in living of the society. Because society now looks for a products which is sophisticated, which make them sophisticated. They are not ready. They are ready to spend any much of amount if it is making them sophisticated. So not everyone can come with that particular one. So what we do is we mostly focus on innovations, and I most of the time I will get backfired, and so much of things will happen. But as an academician, it's the responsibility of a teacher or a mentor or a guide to save the students. And if there is a spark in any one of the students, they can come up. So this is what I do it for last 30 years of my service, and I'm still continuing the same wherever I work. I think around 12 institutions I have covered in this 30 years of span. Maybe 2 to 3 years will be my span in each institution, where I can do the best for my students, and I'll be looking for the next option. If the problems what behind me I can't survive beyond that. So I can't say that still, to be practical. So a academician who is working beyond the line can't survive for long. So that's my perspective, maybe.
So, madam, you are heading a center for biomedical devices. Can you throw us light on what will be the difference if the Center of Excellence in Biomedical incorporates regulatory and this compliances into it, and what is the adverse effect, or what is the reflection if the Center of Excellence in Biomedical particularly does not have a awareness about this compliance and regulations? Can you say me, in your experience, have you come across the importance of this compliance and regulatory in any of your COE developed products or projects, whatever it is?
Good evening, everyone. Compliance is very important for any biomedical product development. See, as far as engineering education is concerned, the students are able to develop a product only up to TRL level 3, not beyond that. So, if they want to develop a product up to TRL level 8, 9 or, compliance should be a part of it. It is just at a proof of concept level only. So for going to a compliance level, regulatories should be included in the syllabus, which is lacking in the current system. It is not only the regulatory systems which are more important. The awarding system in the institutions is also only based on CGPA and other things. Now, when students are going for such kind of innovations, the students have to be given credit for it. When students are given credit for it, they'll go deep into it. They'll go into compliance, regulations, how to build a product, how to develop a business model. They'll go into it. When it is not having a credit and they are not, they are doing out of the box, it is very difficult. Even as a faculty, I'm telling, the faculty also, we have also having a ranking that we have to concentrate in academics, we have to publish papers and other things. If we are going as a mentor, a credit is not given even for the faculties. So even if I try to force all the faculties, you have to mentor the students, you have to go attend this regulatory courses, all this, because it is not there in the curriculum and other things, even the faculties are not putting their efforts onto this. Then, moreover, for biomedical, any product is to be developed. It's not only the biomedical students should be involved in it. It is a multidisciplinary kind of thing. The product, you need a mechanical guy, you need solid work, ANSYS, and it is, and even you need AI. So, as far as the syllabus is there, we are not covering the whole thing. So we have to need, it should be a cross-disciplinary thing, and the regulatory things are very, very, very much important. So this changes all have to be incorporated in the syllabus, and also the industry interactions should be there and visiting. So we have already signed MOU with Andhra MedTech Zone. So we take our students there, and we try to give them the kind of how the medical products are developed and how the regulatory things are very much important. Now the number of industries which are manufacturing and following all the compliance is also very much less. I feel that. So we have to have a lot of academia industry interactions and how the complete manufacturing is being taken, and the ecosystem. There should be a proper ecosystem for developing all these skills in the students also. I think this is more important.
Thank you. So you rightly hit the point, like, see, National Innovation Startup Policy is in place, which advocates both students and faculty can take sabbatical, or even faculties enjoy more benefit in NISP than students. But I know few institutions have started, I think Madam has hit the rock bottom, few institutions have started giving credits for entrepreneurship. Imagine, you start a company during your student day, you can skip the project. What's the meaning in doing a project when you have already launched a company? So these kind of innovativeness, I believe almost all colleges in Tamil Nadu, they are all gearing up and they are working on it. And now I jump to the other side. And during the earlier discussion, we were talking about products coming out of academia. I have one example sitting there. He was funded for his research, and now it has come out as a product. So before jumping to Vishnu, I would like to say one quote here. We call this as a SISP. You should never do SISP. What is SISP? Is solution in search of a problem. It's the biggest mistake we do. My personal experience, now I got an opportunity to interact with a lot of doctors. You have every day when I talk to them, they give me at least 3 to 5 real painful ideas. Okay, it's not about the problems are not there, but we should, before we assume the problem, please go to the target segment, you identify what is the problem which they currently go through. With that, I think I would start with Vishnu. Vishnu, you have been part of the traditional educational ecosystem. You have been into research, and now you are into entrepreneurship. What is the most important feature which, if it would have been taught in your student days, would have helped you to be a better entrepreneur today?
Thank you for the question, sir. I think you hit the note with that. So I have to thank Colantra for giving me the opportunity to speak here. So give a bit of a background, I'm a clinician. I'm an audiologist. I work with patients basically. So I think most of the participants over here are engineers who work behind the tech, but I am the face of the product or the service care. So as sir asked the question, what would have been taught better would have been able for me to accelerate my journey is, as a clinicians, we are taught to be how effectively to provide service to the patient. How to show empathy to the patient. Since we are rehab professionals, we have to show that empathy, and the medical care is really important over there. So these regulatory and compliance, when I entered into entrepreneurship, was a very new thing for me. So we know that FDA are there, ISO are there, CE marking are there. So we consider, okay, this product has gone for an FDA ranking, so it is a standard product for us to use. But we don't know what it stands for. If I say ISO 13485, I don't know what it stands for. And when I started my entrepreneurship journey, only I learned that okay, it starts for medical device regulations is an international thing, and we also have in national CDSCO platforms that medical devices have to go through. So this was not part of the curriculum as such. And another thing is marketing. So it is not taught in any of the medical colleges, even though we sit over there.
Not in engineering also.
Yeah.
Finance and marketing.
Yeah, so for every industry, when they go to the customer, we are the liaising person, we are the intermediate for them to market their product out, but we are not taught to market it. And when we are starting up a company, when we want to go into the sales market entry, we go into a superficial way of thinking that okay, I thought this will work and this will work. Because I am in the last mile and I know I have interacted with my customer, I have developed a product, I know that it will fit well. But when I go into the market, when I compete with the huge mafia of industries, it is not going to function well. So whenever you develop a product, you have to be really sure what goal you are addressing into, and mentorship plays a very crucial role. So as ma'am said, multi-disciplinary collaboration is the key over here. So as a clinician, I have mentors in software, I have mentors in hardware, I also have mentors in market entries as well. So that is a very crucial journey that you want to have a mentor in your startup ecosystem as well. Unfortunately, in academia, for the past 5-10 years, most of the focus have been on publications and how much they have been done. So if there's a faculty out there, how much publication have they done? How much they have contributed to the H index of the university? After the AI boom has been disruptive, now the focus has been slowly shifting to the startup innovations. So as I sir said, NISP is there. They are giving sabbaticals for both faculties and students. So even they are giving Saturdays off, waivers off from their courses to focus on their product development as well. But I think as a student, there's not an ability to give out a capital from their end. So they are very much dependent on the grants focused. So as Gayatri ma'am also was saying, mostly in IVP grants, they will be seeing for if they don't get the grant, what they will do. But as a student perspective, say for a person from a tier 2 or tier 3 city, starting out a journey in entrepreneurship itself is a big hurdle. Because the way we are taught is, the parental thought will be, my son is going to be a doctor, my son is going to be an engineer. They're not going to think about an entrepreneurship journey. And even if the ecosystem or around the student is facilitating the students to be an entrepreneur, they don't have the capital needs for them to explore all these things. So what will happen is they will develop a product, they'll go to the prototype stage, but when they need to validate or to get into a market, they need a capital, which it's only dependent on the majority is only dependent on the government grants and the seed grants, which does take a bit of time, but you will get it. Using this platform, what I can say is, if the universities have policies to reimburse journals, say 7 lakhs or 8 lakhs for quartile 1 journals, they can also start to fund seed funds for these startups. Like say for like 10 lakhs, you get into 10 lakhs, we giving you out, we'll test you out. Because at the end of the day, the university is also benefiting from the number of startups they have incubated as well. So I think it's a way we can go forward also.
News for you, Vishnu, is NIRF has included innovation, so soon you will see this trend. But otherwise also, I completely agree with you. IITM Nirman, I've been very closely associated with IITM Nirman as a mentor, so I know they give 2 lakhs for pre-incubation ideas. The students even need not to register their company. If they are in the idea stage, if that idea is valid enough, they fund them. And there is a dedicated schools in IIT Bombay, DSSC, Desi Setai School of Entrepreneurship, where they fund, you come with the idea, you can go away with 1 lakh. But I completely agree with you, all cannot be part of IITM Madras or IIT Bombay. So slowly I hope that this knocks the door of managements in many colleges, and some colleges have started also. Yeah, that seed funding by individual colleges, and that's why we say, my dear friends, come to incubators. Okay, you need seed funding. SISFS, they can, for their own incubated startups, they can allocate 20%. For example, in my previous tenure, I got 5 crores as a Startup India seed fund, but 20% I can offer to only my startups. If you are abiding and if you are cordial with the incubator, then you will be eligible enough to get. Other than that, I think IVP is a wonderful program. Now awareness has come. I have seen IVP before 6 years. The number of applications which were targeting IVP done, and now it's a huge change. And Nidhi schemes are there, SISFS. SISFS, the one good point is within 45 days, the incubator has to give a reply to the startup. Okay, so that is the norms which is very rigidly followed by Startup India. Shahid, I would like to flip the question. You have been part. See, we are all coming from academia. I cannot ask the question to only show the gun towards me. This question is on the other side. What are the features which you underwent in your college day helped you to become a successful entrepreneur? It could be inside the classroom, outside the classroom, or the entire college ecosystem. If I ask you to throw, or now if I ask you to reflect on what are the features which made you to become an entrepreneur, or which drives you to become a successful entrepreneur, did you get any help or any features or any characteristics from from your academia?
So yeah, good afternoon to one all present here. I'm Shahid, founder and CEO of Capable MedTech. So I am in third year. I haven't graduated yet. I'm still in my third year of biomedical engineering. So my entrepreneurial journey, I would say, it started like 6 months back, where one of my friends. How did this really strike me? Is normally one of my friends. He was an amputee, right? He didn't have a hand. So I was really concerned on what solutions do these people have, whether is it affordable, is it widely available, or what is it. So when I really had a deep research on how really prosthetics works on everything, I really got to know that it is really not widely available. Plus, it is really expensive for people to really get, especially in India, having a population who was not really earning well. So for those people, affordability comes a question over there, whether these people are really affordable to get it. So I had a major question: does even having a human limb would cost you? Right. That is when my entrepreneurial journey started, where I started doing research and everything. And coming to the academia part on how did they really help us? Yeah, once we had an idea, we have an incubation cell in Satyavama itself. Again, it always depends on an individual on how fast he starts. Nowadays, people in first years they are generating revenue, right? Even they are, it goes literally the opposite. Even fourth years they're sitting with just ideas. So it again varies from person to person how he utilizes it. So I utilized my part by again you can't blame the academia telling that they are not helping us out, they're not doing it. Again, it is the individuals who you're going to push in, right? No one is going to take your hand and is going to tell come in, I'll give you this grant, that grant. It is only you who's going to take yourself up. So that is where I realized, because I went to various mentors and I tried asking, and then their opinion was only like, "Idu nalla irukku neenga pannunga." That was their opinion. They really didn't jump into us, or they didn't really onboard us telling that you come along with us, we're going to help you. That is where I realized that okay, fine, whatever we are going to do is for ourselves, and we are supposed to take ourselves at the front end. Right? That is where I started going, pitching to various events and everything. And I had pitched to more than 20 plus colleges in Tamil Nadu, where there were various events where you can go pitch. And that is where I got funded. I mean, I never, went for grants at the starting stage. So that is where I utilized and I got, few thousands of rupees. And people, students I have seen these days start complaining that, they don't have funds to do, they don't have this to do. I would say all these adds up on excuse for you to move forward. Right? At the end, it depends again on you how you move forward. So my tactic was I had gone to small events where I had gotten few thousands of rupees, which I had saved, and I then further on, developed a PUC for, so normally what we did was we made an non-invasive device with, ambient keep this limb inside, so that we could capture the whole limb and we could 3D print it. So we had this idea, so I pitched to various, universities, and which I got money, and which I proceeded further on. And then I understood, fine, this stage which I'm doing as of now is not going to be enough. I have to step into the level 2 or level 1. From 0 to 1 I had gone. And again, one major thing which I would say is communication.
So one of the major factors which I would say entrepreneurs fail is when they lack of communication when you go tell it out. So normally you might have one mindset or you might have a solution in your head where you'll be like, okay, fine, this is the solution which I have to bring it to the market. But again, when you have a good communication to the opposite person is when he's going to understand. Right? So having a clear communication on what your solution is one of the major things when you're being an entrepreneur. So my communication, I would say at the starting stage, I still remember where it was in SRM, where that was my first pitch. I used to shiver. So I was shivering. That was my first ever pitch, and then it went by and went by. So there was this quote I heard later on when a person has. It is not like you are not. I mean, you're not capable of having stage fear. It is just that you don't have the experience of it. So when you have the experience, automatically that goes off. So right now I'm standing in front of many people, so I don't have that fear as of now. So that came off from me when I had that experience when I started pitching to various colleges. Again, yeah, at the end it is up to you how you move forward. Academia would be a part. Maybe if you're lucky enough, you would get in, or they would help you out. Again, it is you who's going to move forward, and later on, I think Gayatri ma'am, I met her. I don't know if she remembers or not. So that was my first grant which I got from IVP when I was in second year end. I had applied, and it took me like 3 to 4 months. Again, I had a POC over there. I was able to prove over the judge over there that my thing could work out really well. That is where I got the grant, and I was able to push it forward. And then I had again got a grant from METI, which was about like 3.5 lakhs, which made me accelerate more. So that is where I moved from 1 to 2 to 3. So again, start with the first step. For sure, the gate should be more open for you guys. So don't wait for the opportunity to come and knock. You have to go knock, right? No one is going to come and help you to open the door and do. And if you want to enter anyone's house, it is you who's going to open and go inside. So unless until you don't do that, it would be hard for you. So you need not blame academia or any external person for it. Yeah, again, there's a whole debate going on. There was one more event which I'd gone. My idea was better than the people, but then apparently because of the IITians, so they were marked because they were IITians, they're going to get in high position. So that is going to be there. At the end, that is all competition. When it comes to the market, again, if your model is going to sustain or it's going to be good, obviously it's going to sustain. It doesn't matter where you're from, what's your background. It is going to only matter for a few number of days or a few number of months till the time you're going to go into the competition. So yeah, that was my little bit of journey and how you are supposed to move forward.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So IITians can head, if IITians can head Google, non-IITians can head Microsoft. That's all. The point is that the buck stops there. So thank you. To summarize, I think what we need to take away from this session is, Sir said about emphasize on innovation in the curriculum, and believe me, friends, a lot of innovation is happening in the academic curriculum. Now, even AICT or the UGC or the so-called universities, they have opened up a lot. Most of the engineering colleges, or at least the colleges in Tamil Nadu, have become autonomous. They have a lot of freedom in playing with the curriculum. So I hope he has given a message that colleges are also welcoming and they are also into innovation ecosystem. From Madam, I hope she will be getting a tie-up with companies like Valentia for regulatory and compliance as a process inside our Center of Excellence. And for Vishnu, we can take away that finance and marketing is also key. That is what we need to learn. And from Shahid, you can understand that you need not wait until get your degree paper. You can always jump into entrepreneurship. And it's all about you can, if you have a will, you can always succeed. So once again, on behalf of all my panel members, I thank Valentia Global for this excellent evening, and I hope there was some takeaway from our discussions. And if you have any further queries, please do contact us off stage. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you.
I would just like to add one small thing. So for the budding students over here who are doing research, you can target fellowships which supports product development. So how my PM fellowship works is, I am doing my clinical validation with the fellowship, but my product development is separate. I do it with the company. So you can target your way forward with it so that your human resource and capital, you're unburdening yourself with it. So,
to add this, now government fundings have completely changed. No more funding for publications or patents. Now they are asking the ANRF new scheme talks about TRL level 7. Yes, technology readiness level should be 7. That's what madam was talking about. There are difficulties, but soon what will happen is when I get a funding where I need to give an outcome on TRL level 7, my by default my students will also get benefited. So that ecosystem will slowly evolve. Thanks for your info, Vishnu. Thank you so much.